Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Monday, March 9th, 2020. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as those souls are already living by the many search for truth rules already given to the search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us. And saying that is helpful in some way, even if most souls don't listen to that. At least we have gone on the record as having done our parts. This last couple of days, both of these host lives, the visiting souls are really struggling to stay in the body for even as long as a second.
Yeah, that's right.
Just blowing out of the body immediately, losing the merge with the body immediately, and breathing issues have been very challenging for both of these host lives. Noticeable especially all the time. Somebody says especially sleeping, and somebody else upstairs says especially waking.
Exactly.
So especially all the time. And it's unclear why that's going on. It often becomes clear in hindsight, but it isn't clear right now, which is totally fine. And we still have this very clear assignment to film today and kind of right now.
Yeah.
So we're filming in not great condition. And at times like that, it's helpful to do something fundamental. And so we have in the bell questions that have already been presented at some time or another. So we know they've already been pre-screened by wiser minds above as acceptable questions. And so at least we're past the starting gate with all of these questions. And we don't have complete answers on any of them.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Now might be a good time to do these kinds of inquiries. We know that our foundational assignment is to reopen portals to higher vibrations above us so that those higher vibration presences can help mitigate the disaster that's playing out on Ground Zero planet Earth, where humanity is murdering all life on Earth, destroying everything, using tools sent in by the spirit world.
Exactly.
So obviously the spirit world is complicit and possibly responsible, given the divine laws that categorize host lives as kind of like children without legal standing. And so if adults are sending in bombs to children, and children set off the bombs, who's responsible? Is it the child or the adult? So, whoa. It's unclear who said that.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty pointed comment. And I know that party would like to see on the table something that maybe isn't even in the bell.
That's what it feels like.
Wants really a strong inquiry on what is the spirit world going to do to correct the errors of arming children. And somebody else says, what do you mean by children? And
I hear it.
And the person who's speaking in that higher dimension where godly presences are attempting to avoid accepting responsibility for planet Earth.
That's true.
That presence is saying, what are you guys talking to the spirit world? What are you guys going to do to put planet Earth back the way the spirit world found it? You guys messed this up. You guys have created this mess. What are you guys going to do? It's unclear who the speaker is.
Yeah, that's true.
We could start with that inquiry.
Yeah.
It really is a valid inquiry, that given the reality that, at least in this dimension planet combo pack,
That's true.
the predominant life form was made armed and dangerous by information sent in from the spirit world.
That's true.
And now all life is being destroyed, and that can't be good. And shouldn't we put it back the way we found it, so to speak, clean up our own messes, so to speak? What now? How would we go about that? How to put the planet back the way the spirit world found it?
Somebody in that room who seems to affiliate himself with the spirit world team, quote unquote, seems to feel like that's impossible. Like you can't fix something once it's been broken. You can't unspill the spilled things.
Well, how are you going to provide remediation? How are you going to make it right? How about that?
That's
if you
really
can't
the
put it back,
question.
how are you going to make it right?
How are you going to make it right?
And that begs the question of make it right to whom?
Whoa.
Now they're just arguing.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go with the questions in the bell. They're not going to answer that. They're just arguing.
No. It's like they won't accept that they made mistakes, so the rest of the inquiry isn't going to happen.
Well, they did accept that they made mistakes because that one gentleman said you can't unspill
That's
something
true.
that has been spilled. And so he is, by that statement, acknowledging
That's
that it has
true.
been spilled and saying, and therefore I cannot fix it.
Yes.
So he's saying, I broke it, or the team that I am a member of broke it, and we don't know how, and now there's kind of like a sad or
Yeah, I feel that feeling
sad
also.
tone. Is like we don't know how to fix this mess. Well, somebody else is saying, a very small voice
hear
is saying,
you.
what we have found is essential is a divine miracle, and that we're all beads on a string to the divine. So have you tried looking up and saying, please help us fix this mess? I'm sorry. Ask for your karma. We ask for our karma instantly. Please
Wow,
may we
that's
have
really
our
good.
karma instantly. We would like our karma instantly. Thanks. We don't want it building up over a long period
Wow,
of
no,
time.
that scares me so much.
That's freaky scary. Please may we have our karma instantly. And you could do the same thing. Ask for your karma instantly and ask then for help to clean up the messes, to at least make it right for everybody who's been injured.
That's totally true.
All the way down through all the dimensions, because we know that even in the really tiny dimensions,
That's what they're talking about.
the damage has been done. And the suffering in the tiny dimensions is immense and
That's
extreme. Again, somebody says, give us the questions in the bell. I think they think that's too difficult an inquiry and they don't want to.
They're hoping for something softer, easier. to come
Hoping
out
for
of
an easier
bell.
question. All
Let's
right.
give it a go. Our first question comes from inside the community, and just again saying this has already been approved, I think at least twice for filming. And the question is, what is the best possible outcome with dependable levels of backup so guardian angels can plan for 6 months from now? And with these realities,
They don't even
like
know how to
this.
provide dependable levels of backup.
No, not at all, no. I feel like in that big room, I don't even know how to make a plan with no levels of
it's
backup.
like I have no idea of how to make a plan.
I don't know any part of that.
No, I know no part of it.
I don't know nothing about birth and no babies.
Right, which is a reference, interesting,
Interesting.
to a fairly useless character who was a liar
True.
also.
That's right, because she said she did know about birth
Yes.
and babies, but when it came down to the jump moment,
Right, she said,
The
never
truth came
mind, I was
out.
lying.
and then she just
But
kind
which
of
was a
bailed.
heck of a time to put that bit of information on the table.
That's true.
Although I guess better late than never.
That's true.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know
Interesting.
nothing about making no divine plans.
Right. It's important for each of us to remember how it would be if somebody turned to us and said, the cellular level of life in your body is a horrendous mess. Fix it. Make it so it's fair. Make it so men stop raping women. Make it so parents stop beating children. Make it so one species stops trying to dominate an entire planet. Inside of your body, using your cells, or maybe your molecules, or maybe your
Atoms,
electrons,
right?
right? Now do it.
And meanwhile, there's a cancer spreading really fast.
Right. So I can see that I would have no idea how to go about it, and I don't feel judgmental about
No,
other
that's true.
presences not having ideas about how to go about it, but we still have this cancer spreading really fast. And the contamination is a contamination of corruption. Even examples of integrity lack integrity in really significant and easily observable ways,
That's right.
which is problematic.
And that kind of connects to what someone is saying upstairs, and they don't sound angry, but they're saying something like, what is the definition of corruption that higher powers are using?
What is the definition of corruption that higher powers are using? Well, first things first, somebody says, first things first, you're pretending that there's any kind of order or consensus, and right now it's a no
Right?
holds barred grab fest.
Bedlam?
Yeah, bedlam. He said grab fest,
Yeah.
but bedlam would also fit.
Yeah.
I think they're saying they cannot tell us what the best possible outcome is. They have no way of predicting what's going to happen
Yeah.
in this planet and dimension, but that it isn't looking good, and that what's likely is continued deterioration, and that it'll play out in the ugliest possible way because there isn't an actual divine presence stepping up to stop it. And if somebody wants to argue with that, then I would just, whoever's speaking would just suggest that they just look around at the devastation, like actually look at the actual scientific evidence and not some propaganda, and look at what's actually happening, and then see for yourself, does it look like divinity is engaging to make a difference? And if it doesn't look like divinity is engaging, then let's consider that might be what's happening. And if divinity doesn't engage, how's this going to play out if we don't stop acting like idiots and start acting like adults? Wow, that's pretty pointed.
Yeah. Those were the words, though. I didn't hear any word that
No.
wasn't
That's what they
said.
said.